to Double Mind Cooking Show, Tea Snack Series. This is spin-off show on Empire, and this is our guest, Chrissy.
Hi everybody, we're here to cook something yummy for after-school snacks today, and we're going to be making some rice paper rolls, vegetarian ones, and hopefully it's something we can all have a go at home. The ingredients for today are limes, some capsicum, a cabbage, some coriander, carrots, bean shoots, some vermicelli noodles, and some rice paper sheets.
Where does this dish originate?
This dish is based on a Vietnamese rice paper roll, which is sometimes contains different sorts of vegetables, and you can put meat in it also. So I'm going to start by peeling some carrots.
Where do you get the ingredients and why?
I get the ingredients from my supermarket. It's convenient, and they also have a really good range of things. I did try to get some wombok, which is a Chinese cabbage, but I went with the red cabbage because they were out of wombok and I like the colour. So that's why we went with that one today. So, peeling one carrot for now. Scraps to the side. And we're going to do a process today called julienning. And julienning means cutting into really fine little strips.
How long?
With this recipe, it can take 10 or 15 minutes to prepare all of the ingredients, but it can also depend a little bit on how much you're preparing. If you're making only a few rolls, it's quite quick, but if you're making a lot of rolls, the more you chop up, the longer it takes.
What are some of the safety risks when you're making this recipe?
The safety risks, it's the knife really is the main safety risk, and we're also going to be using some hot water from a kettle. So I've boiled it, turned it on and heated it, but it's not at boiling point, it's just warm because we don't want kids to get burned. Oh, I forgot to mention the fish sauce and the sweet chilli, which we'll get to as well.
Can people under 10 make this recipe?
I would say that people under 10 could make the recipe if they were under supervision of someone else. So I wouldn't get them to do it alone, but like if you had a little sibling who's younger than you, I know you do, you can help him do it, but it's probably not for him on his own. Okay, so here we go with the julienning. I'm going to just keep chopping those up, trying to get them quite thin. And you can see we kind of end up with little sticks of carrots. So they're nice and long, and that's, you can make them even thinner if you want to, but
Did you substitute any ingredients if you don't have it?
absolutely. If you don't have, for example, coriander, which is a herb, you could use mint. Mint is quite nice. If you didn't have sweet chili sauce to dip in, you could dip in with the soy, or you could use another sauce that you like, or no sauce at all. If you didn't have, you could use a different coloured capsicum or leave it out. Carrots, I would say, are pretty standard. But the other thing is the bean shoots. We're putting those in today. Not everybody has bean shoots in their fridge, but it might be something that you buy especially for this recipe. But you can leave them out if you don't have them.
What did you think of the dish when you first tasted it?
Well, when I first tried these rolls, I just was amazed by the freshness and how deliciously fresh it tasted and refreshing in your mouth. It really has a nice flavour. But it's going to go with it. So the first ingredient is our julienne carrots, so I'm going to pop them into a bowl. The freshness was the thing that caught me most by it. Next I'm going to chop up some capsicum. So I'm just going to start with half of this capsicum, and I'm going to julienne that by slicing it really fine. Actually half it. Just really fine cuts.
What utensils do you need to make this recipe?
With this recipe, we need, of course, a good knife, the one that's going to chop through the vegetables that we've chosen, but we also need to have a chopping board to cut on. You need to have a peel if you've got carrots. We need a spoon for mixing, tongs, and a measuring spoon of one tablespoon measure for our dressing. So, finish julienning those. They can be a little bit finer, but you can cut them the best way you can. Okay, the next thing we're going to chop up is the cabbage. So the cabbage, this is a head of cabbage. I'm not going to use it all right now, so I'm just going to cut off a section and we'll slice that up as finely as we can.
Can show the ingredients?
The main ingredients for this one are vegetables. So you can choose any vegetable that is able to be sliced or chopped finely. It's suitable for this recipe. Okay, so we've got carrots in there, we've got cabbage in there, and we're now going to pop in some bean shoots. So the bean shoots, you buy them in a packet.
How do you safely use the utensils and things?
Generally, it's a good idea to put things straight into the sink when you finish them. Like I've left the knife there, but don't do that if there's little kids around. Try to put them straight into the sink. And when you're washing, wash away from the blade and don't run your hand along the blade. So that's the big key with sharp things, not to run your fingers along the blade. Okay, now we're going to chop up some coriander. So we'll just get that out of the pack. I'm just going to pull a little bit off.
Are the ingredients expensive?
No, they're not really expensive. Fresh vegetables can be quite reasonably priced. The noodles are only like $1. These are only like $2.50. You use the vegetables you have. So if you don't have something, you can go and buy it, but they're not. Carrots are cheap. Capsicum, you don't have to use the whole thing. So yeah, no, not very expensive. It's quite a good budget snack. The coriander, and that's pretty much the chopped filling there. What we're going to do is add some lime juice and some fish sauce to this mixture. So we're going to roll the veggies there. That's here. I'm going to roll the lime, because when you roll it on the board, it squishes the juice inside and makes it easier to squeeze later, because it can be a bit firm. And I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to squeeze it into my hand so no pips go into the mix. And then the juice runs off my hand. And I should catch any pips that are in the lime. First it's one. The whole lime. Oh, I love lime. Do you like lime? It's like lemon, but a bit more zingy. Delicious. And the next thing I'm going to use is the fish sauce. So 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. Okay, enough, shall darling? I might get you to give that a stir for me. And give that a mix. Okay, Lauren, could you ask for our flat bowl? Actually, no, before we do that, we need to now prepare our noodles. So these are the noodles that we're going to prepare. And we need some warm water for those. Could you hold that for me? Thank you. Pour some water over those. And they soften up really quickly. Get our tongs, stick them in there. Can you see how they start to get soft really quick? Just let them sit for a wee bit. Good mixing good option. Do you think we need some more water there, Lauren? I think we might. Get them covered. And we'll just wait a minute for that to soften. So as you see, when the noodles start to soften, they actually expand a bit as well.
How long does this last for?
Oh, 2 days. After 2 days, you really shouldn't keep things in the fridge. Although there's no meat in them, even though because the vegetables have a dressing on, after 2 days you should let it go. Okay, so we'll let that soften. And what we do then was we'd actually strain out the water and put the noodles into here so that there's no water left and it's just the noodles by themselves. But they need to get them a little bit softer, so we'll give that a minute or two. So what we might do is I might pop this back. And Byron, can we get a flat white plate, please? Yeah, they're just to the side. Thanks, Byron. Now this is the rice paper. Could you just, so that's the rice paper. Can you just pull out a sheet for me there? Put some water in a bowl. Oh, terrific. So it's tasty. And we drop that into the warm water and let it get soft. And you can feel it gets a bit slimy and sticky, but it will soften up. So I'll pop that there, dry my hands off. We'll start with one for now and see how we go. And I'll put out a tea towel because we need to dry the water off the rice paper roll. There we go. And it comes out nice and soft. The edges need a little bit more. Alright, so we might lay that one out, put it out here. It kind of goes see-through. Okay, let that dry. Let's see how we go. Alright, so now we've got our rice paper sheet ready to go. So I'm no expert, but we're doing the best we can here. So Byron, would it be okay if you got us a bowl for dipping sauce? Thank you. Banafsha, I'd like you to take some of the filling and just put it here in this section. Why would you like to pour some sweet chili sauce into this bowl? Perfect. Okay, so a little bit goes in there. We need some of our noodles. I've drained the noodles and now it's time to put some noodles in too. So Banafsha's put the vegetable filling. And we put a few noodles in. Not too many. And then we roll it up. Okay, so you end up with a little roll, and there's a couple of ways you can do it. I've rolled it that way. You can do the sides in and roll it like a parcel. We'll do another one as a test as well. Would you like to do another roll? We'll have to put that one there. How about we get another one going? Okay, so I think it's really cool the way it starts like this and ends up soft, don't you think? Yeah. Just soak it in the water. Takes about 30 seconds. Turn it over. Lots of fun actually. Do you think you'd like to do this at home, Byron? No? What about you, Banafsha? I think you might like to do this at home. Okay, so as soon as it's nice and soft, it's time to take it out of the water. I like it a little bit more. You can tell it's ready when the pattern disappears and it's just see-through. So pop it on the towel, dry it off, then pick it up. Lay it on the bench. Alright, Banafsha, a little bit of vegetable. A little bit more maybe. A little bit of noodle. Yeah, give it a shake, that's it. Perfect. Now there's two ways to do it. You can roll over and then tuck the sides in and then roll it that way. And it stays nice and neat. Okay, so you end up with a roll like that. What do you think? Should we try some? Would you like to try some?
Yeah.
Why not? So, I might cut it in half. Do you want to try a whole one? Or cut it in half, we'll go half each. Half each? Alright, let's have a look. Grab that one. The sweet chili sauce if you want. Or you don't have to dip. I'm just going to eat it fresh. You can if you like. Do you like spicy food?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. We'll give a little bit of sauce.